Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about how triggers are our guides, how to deal with triggers, and how to not react to them and use them as a tool for our own healing. So, whenever you are triggered, the ego gets into the defense mechanism. It sees trigger as a threat, and the person, the thing which triggered you, that becomes the enemy. So, the first thing that you have to realize is that nothing externally can take your power away. Because when you react, you try to change the outside. You think that by changing something externally, the trigger will go away. But even if it goes away, it will only be temporary. Anything similar can happen the next time and you will be triggered the same way. So the mastery is not in trying to change other people, reacting to other people and controlling them. The mastery is in treating those triggers as guides. That's the thing, that you can't change others no matter how much you try. Even if you are right and they are toxic, you can distance yourself. You can disassociate yourself from their energy, but you can't change them. That's why it's very futile to go out there and try to teach someone a lesson when you are triggered. That's the ego speaking. The ego wants to teach others a lesson, and in order to do that, it gets reactive, it gets angry. It never responds. It makes the other an enemy. So first thing, it's not about the other person. If it's someone who is toxic, who is really unhealthy for your energy, disassociate yourself. But it's always about our own healing. And when you realize this, you are on the path of self-transformation, self-mastery, and that's true power. So whenever you are triggered, whenever you feel that your ego is getting into defense mechanism, you're constantly defending yourself. You're trying to prove yourself right, your perspective, your point of view, your truth. You want others to agree with you. If others don't agree with you, you feel threatened that my truth is being questioned and it is leading towards an argument, unnecessary clash. At that time, simply distance yourself from people, from things. And this is the most important part, because it's very hard when we are in that reactive state of being to simply just disassociate, to just be with ourselves, take a deep breath and go within. If you take this first step, everything else is possible. But this is the hardest, the first step, to not react and to go within. And as soon as you do that, when you simply go within instead of reacting, you're able to see that the ego is going crazy. It wants you to do something out of anger, out of reaction. It wants you to get into an argument, a silly argument. So you simply have to observe that. And as you will start observing it, and you will see it from a higher perspective, from a perspective that is not of your ego, of your identity, but seeing it as a third person, neutral perspective, neutral standpoint. And you will see that it's not even about the other person. It's something related to your trauma, to your wounds that were never healed. It may be related to your past. Maybe when you were growing up, you were always told what your beliefs should be, what you should think, what you should feel. You were never given your own voice. Now finally, if you have a voice, your own truth, and if anyone questions that, you get reactive because you never got that growing up. It can be anything, but the point is that it is not about the outside, and you can only see this when you don't react, when you don't run away from your triggers. Then they can act as guides. And when you sit with that, when you observe that, when you completely channel that energy inside instead of outside, transformation happens. The same energy can help you heal. That is alchemy. But it can't happen when you react, when you are running. You just have to sit still and go within. And the first thing you have to do is, whatever you're feeling, whatever emotion is coming up, you simply have to put both your hands on the heart. It's simply a way of connecting with your heart center, with your emotions. Because what we're dealing when we're triggered is emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. So you can't think about this thing. Thinking is not about emotions. It's just thoughts. You are in your head. So whenever you are doing something related to emotions, feeling your emotions, healing yourself, connect to your heart. Put both your hands on the heart, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, I acknowledge that I'm triggered. I accept this emotion. I'm getting defensive. I see it. I feel it. And then ask yourself, where is this coming from? Let's see. What is the root? What is the source? And suddenly, if you are connected to your emotion, you will see something related to your past, some trauma, some wound that is there. And you simply have to acknowledge that, accept that, and own that part of yourself. And forgive yourself for that. Love yourself for that. See yourself. The problem is that these wounds, we never see them. We ignore them. We run away from them. That creates more and more problems because you are disconnected from certain parts of you. You are not integrated. So when you tend to those wounds, you are accepting parts of yourself that need healing. It may be uncomfortable. It may be overwhelming, but you have to look at it because that's the only way of healing. And there is no right way to do it. There is no guidebook here. The only way is to be with yourself, to allow yourself to surrender to your emotions. But we live in a world that teaches you that you should not have any emotions. Be insensitive, especially for men. But if you're always in your head and if you are never in your heart, you can't really heal. You can think about healing. You can think about responding, but it will just be a thought. It will not be an action that comes through your being. So allow yourself to just be with that energy. The first step is to not react, completely go within. The second is allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to surrender to that emotion, whether it is sadness. A lot of times when we feel anger and when we sit with it for enough time, you will see that there is an underlying sadness in that anger, a grief. And if you look at that grief, you will see that it is something that you never acknowledged. You're feeling really sad about something, but you always ran away from that. And after accepting it, after acknowledging it, the final step is to take your power back. You don't need to go outside to prove someone anything. Just prove yourself. Just give yourself the validation. Just see yourself worthy of having yourself. That I have my truth, I have my voice, and whatever the condition is, whatever the wound is, according to that, say affirmations to yourself that empower you. For example, you never got your own voice while growing up. Everyone shunned you, everyone made you shut up. So you say that I have my voice. I accept that they never gave me a voice. I acknowledge my wound, but now I have my voice. I speak my truth. I don't need anyone to agree with my truth, but I have my own experience and I validate myself. In this way, acknowledge your experience, validate yourself, and change your perspective about yourself. The more you speak like this to your aspects, to your parts, the more empowered you become, the more mastery you have over yourself. And you will see that it is very futile, it is very pointless to try to react to others, to change others, to make them understand. You're trying to make yourself understand through them. You're trying to prove yourself right through them. And that's the case majority of the times. So it's not about compromising with toxic energy. If someone is constantly being toxic, they're draining your energy, they are narcissistic, and then you are closing your eyes and trying to heal yourself. I'm not saying that it's valid for them to act this way. If you are getting triggered and you want to create an argument about it, and it's not about just these people, the toxic and narcissistic people, it can happen with others as well. And it's not happening on day-to-day basis, like it has become a normal thing, then it is toxic. And you should also not be hard on yourself and do some self-sabotage by saying, okay, let me put me out there so that people can trigger me. That's also not the healthy way to do it. That you are deliberately going out there and putting yourself in front of people who are not good for your energy and they are triggering you and you think that will heal you. That's self-sabotage. Everything that occurs naturally, everything that occurs spontaneously, you should follow that. If your healing is supposed to take place, it will take place. Don't be in a rush. Don't do self-sabotage in the name of healing. Because the ego can sneak in and will tell you that you have to do these things. You have to do. And healing is never about doing. It's about being. In the first step, you are simply surrendering. You are not reacting, you are going within. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. You're simply being. So don't think of these things from the mind, from the ego. The rules through which the ego lives, they don't apply here. It's very different. It's all about emotions, energy in motion. And the more you understand how your emotions work, the more you will have mastery over yourself. And no one can mess with a person who has mastery over themselves, who knows themselves, and who has healed themselves. And healing is never 100% done. It's layers on layers. You will find new things about you, and it's a constant journey. If you have committed to healing yourself, becoming a better person, it's a lifetime job. Just like growth. You can't say that I have grown 100%. You're constantly growing in life, evolving in life. Similarly, the healing is like that. So don't be in a rush. Just take one step at a time, one day at a time, and be patient with your healing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can like, you can share, you can comment, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Much love to you all.